make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. If you want to talk to me, if you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram, at Jonny Fastlane. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, one of the dudes that jumped Lil Reese last week just got shot up multiple times. And Cardi B tweets a picture of her swollen feet, and the doctor from Botched responds. Plus, Will Smith and Nas invest in a financial app. Let's talk hip-hop.
Hey, shitting on himself. Hey, on Chris, he shitting on himself. Hey, call the niggas right now. He shitting on himself, bro. He shitting on himself. Oh, bro, he Lil Reese shitting on himself. Oh, look at my shoe. You shitty bitch, bro.
Alright, so y'all know, right? Lil Reese gets jumped last week, right? And so a lot of people are like, wow, this is crazy because, yo, you're supposed to be the boogeyman, like, you ain't have no gun. But anyway, nobody wants like Lil Reese to like start shooting at a bunch of people, right? We also know that he's like maybe 5'7", 140 pounds, like soaking wet, and that it's easy for, 2 or 3 people to overpower him, right? I mean, not to mention the fact that he has Crohn's disease, so, like during the fight, I guess like he shitted on himself or whatever like that. But if you have Crohn's disease, then it's probably hard for you to like control your bowels if you are involved in like a tussling kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, half the internet were trolling Lil Reese like, yo, wow, you shitty booty ass nigga. And then the other half of the internet was like, yo, that's the boogeyman. These niggas that did that are dead, right? Well, Lil Reese goes up on Twitter yesterday and says, "This what happened when you tweak with the wrong nigga. Like shit, a game got hitters and sneaky clout chasing ass to send you off to run up on me, bitch ass. Now you need a wheelchair and crutches and some more shit for you to walk. Luckily you ain't catch a headshot, goofy ass nigga, then got caught capping in Chicago," right? So this nigga is on Twitter now saying that, hey, guess what? You ran up on a real one and now your ass gonna be sitting in the wheelchair, right? So one of the dudes that actually ran up on Lil Reese, and I don't think this is smart, by the way, because the police do check Twitter, right? The feds do check Twitter, but anyway, he put it up there, so we're talking about it, right? So one of the dudes that shot Lil Reese, or that jumped Lil Reese, got shot up in the legs like multiple times. Look like some, entry wounds and some exit wounds on both legs and the upper thighs. Like this motherfucker is gonna like be doing like rehab and all kinds of shit like that. I mean, why would you jump Lil Reese? Like why? Like that nigga is quick to like shoot at you. And I'm not saying that he did it, but obviously like he is. I don't know if he even had anything to do with it. Like I'm not here to like, but he is happy that something happened to this nigga because he got jumped by the motherfucker a couple days ago, right? And I'm just saying that it looks really suspicious for a motherfucker to like, you get jumped by somebody, right? And then a few days after they get shot up, and maybe those are 2 different incidents, but if it is, then you should just like not say anything on fucking Instagram or Twitter. Matter of fact, you should talk about, yo, my new song's coming out or whatever. Like, don't say nothing about that. But the fact that you're acknowledging it happened and you laughing at it and you saying, yo, you fucking with a real one, that kind of makes people think that, well, not people, I mean, I don't give a fuck, I'm not an investigator, I don't give a shit, and I think that shit is dope and gangster, but that's me though, I'm not the police. The police, they probably gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is up with this nigga? Like, does he really think like we don't have Instagram type shit? You know what I mean? So, I don't know, right? But, man, it's a developing story. Also, Lil Reese the other day pled guilty. So he got arrested last year, like 2018 in May, like literally a year ago. Like the FBI like raided his crib for some unknown reason, right? But they came in there, they found like a digital scale, they found like maybe $2,000 worth of weed, and so they were trying to say like he's trying to distribute the weed or sell the weed, but they're telling him now like, they told him like, yo, if you plead guilty, all you gotta do is pay like a $600 fine, and we'll give you probation, and we'll bust it down from a felony charge with the marijuana to to a misdemeanor, right? So he pled guilty to that the other day, which is cool. So he won't be doing any jail time for that, but they gave him a year probation, right? And that's where they fuck you up at, right there with the probation, right? Because he's gonna want to smoke, and if he pisses dirty, guess what? Now you are going to jail. You feel me? But you know, we'll have to see, man. And also, don't get into no fucking trouble because now your ass is on probation. But this is what I'm saying. Like, that's how they get you. That's how they got Meek. They'll tell you, yeah, just plead guilty. We'll give you probation. Everything's going to be all good. But they waiting for you to get in trouble. Not only that, but you are a celebrity who makes your money on doing shows and everything like that. So let's say somebody wants to book him for a show in a club in Atlanta, right? He got to get permission from them. And if they don't give him permission, if he goes anyway, boom, violation of probation, you back in jail. So now, I'm telling you right now, man, Lil Reese, you gotta be careful, bro. But shit, man, we'll see what happens. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. Alright, so Cardi B tweeted a picture, right? And she's like, look at my swollen feet. You know, every time I get on a plane, my stomach burns, my feet are burning, and, you know, my stomach gets puffy. And the doctor told me, you know, to kind of take it easy on flights, right? Which is crazy. Like, her feet look crazy, right? But this is something that does happen quite often, right? So this happens a lot when it comes to, like, flight attendants and everything like that, right? So I know, like, flight attendants personally, right, who, you know, they fly all the time. They might fly like 2 or 3 times a day, and their feet are super swollen, right? That's because when the plane takes off, the pressure and the blood and the fluid in your body all rushes to your feet. And then when the plane lands, the same thing happens, right? Not to mention, the whole cabin has pressure. The cabin is pressurized so that you can actually breathe in the air up there, because the air way up there is like super thin, and it's really easy to, like, you know, run out of breath. So that's why the cabin is pressurized, and the air that everybody's breathing when they're in the plane is actually recycled air that's going through a filter and then back out into the cabin, and then through a filter and back out into the cabin, on and on and on and on and on, right? So if you're constantly taking flights, it is very, very true that your feet and your legs and everything will be swollen, right? Not to mention that she just had a baby not too long ago. Not to mention that she just had cosmetic surgery not too long ago. Not to mention that, you know, she's a woman. So, you know, there's a lot of factors going on there, right? But the doctor from Botched, you know, had something to say. Basically, I don't know why the fuck they asked him, but he was on TMZ, and they asked him about Cardi B's swollen feet, right? And he was basically saying that that's something that's medically wrong. He was saying that there's probably, you know, after she got her breasts augmentated, after she had culture, and after she got her tummy tuck, after she had culture, that something's happening where the blood is not flowing through the groin area and down to the feet, and that it's just pooling in the feet. So he's saying it's not even because of the flights and all that situation. And he's saying that she needs to go see a doctor immediately, and that she needs to treat this situation seriously and not just, you know, laugh at it and put it on Twitter or whatever the case may be. But, you know, I don't know, man. Look, I'm not a doctor. I hear what he's saying, but I do know that flight attendants get swollen feet all the time. And Cardi B is in the air as much as a damn flight attendant, because she's doing this show over here and doing that show over there and all kind of stuff. And then when she's not, I'm sure she wants to go see Offset wherever he might be. So, you know, she's on the plane a lot. But maybe the surgery has something to do with it. Maybe the baby has something to do with it. Maybe it is flying. Maybe it's a combination of everything. But regardless of what it is, a combination of all of that stuff right now is making Cardi B's feet look crazy. So, you know, I just want, you know, I hope Cardi B's okay, and I want her to, like, maybe even take a break or something. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. All right, so this is dope, right? Because Nas and Will Smith, like, among other people, right? So there's this banking app, right, called Step, right? STEP, right? And it's just starting, like, it's in the early stages. But that banking app, you know, the CEO of the banking app, because, you know, Nas and Will Smith are just investors. They don't own it. They're not the CEO. They're not the CFO, nothing like that, right? They just gave the CEO some money to say, hey, we believe in your dream. Take this money and be great. oh yeah, when you make some money, we need our motherfucking money back plus a little bit more, right? So that's the whole thing. That's what investors do, right? So Nas and Will Smith, among other people, gave, Steph some money. So Steph managed to actually raise about $22 million from like a bunch of different investors, to include Nas and Will Smith, right? And this is cool because this is like more geared towards like kids, right? When I was 14 years old, I remember my mom took me to get my first bank account, right? Because that was, before like, a bunch of cell phones. And I mean, it was I guess there were cell phones, but it was like a Nokia phone or something like that. But anyway, right? My mom took me to the bank is the point, right? And she took me to open up like my new checking account. I think maybe she gave me like $100 and she was like, put this in your bank account and you get it started. And I'm like, oh yeah, they sent me a little debit card. I felt all good and cool. I'm like, yeah, I can go to the ATM. I'm like 14, 15 years old, whatever, right? But I guess this is like the same kind of thing, right? But instead of like, your mom doing it, now, everything you have access to over the phone. So why not download an app called Step, and that this is for kids. And basically what they want to do is they want to teach children financial literacy. They also want to teach children about, managing money and how to manage a bank account. So this app Step, they're like helping children, and they're like saying, hey, we want to be this kid's first bank account. We want to teach these kids how to manage their money properly, how to invest properly, so on and so forth. Nas and Will Smith thought it was a cool thing, and they decided to put their money into it because they see that this is the way of the future, right? Between Bitcoin and, different apps and everything like that, going to the bank, going to Chase Bank and opening up a bank account is sort of like, days of the past. That's like archaic. Who does that anymore? Who has a landline anymore? You know what I'm saying? Who goes to the Red Box and gets a DVD? Who has a DVD player anymore? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? When you can just watch something on YouTube for $1.99 or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Or Netflix or, Hulu or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So times are changing, and Nas and Will Smith, man, they getting on a train. So like, this is dope, and I'm sure they're gonna make mad money. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below, and everything else. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram and Twitter, and that's Jonny. And y'all already know what to do. Peace.